All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the National Model Railroad Month for November 2023. And today we're going to be talking about our good old wonderful website, YouTube. So, YouTube has definitely been a very powerful tool when it comes to model railroading. It has allowed tutorial videos, knowledge based rail fanning, being able to go to different train shows internationally, virtually, virtual conventions, and so much more. So, obviously, it made sense to just do a dedicated video just on YouTube itself. And we're going to do a lot of different things when it comes to this episode. So, first thing, let's do a couple of road trips. First road trip, obviously, is going to be my personal channel. You guys know that I do a lot of content when it comes to model railroading. And what I typically tend to do and focus on is just rail fanning in miniature scale. I do a lot of camera shots when it comes to a train going by. It's been my bread and butter type of content, especially when it comes to shorts. It's just been one of those things that a lot of people have just enjoyed. I try to do some other things as well. I try to do some repair work videos, refurbishing. I do a live stream once a week on Friday with my personal layout with the Minimo Freemo layout that I have. And then I also do a Digitrack series and a few other things um, as well. But yeah, that's basically my channel in a nutshell. But that's not going to be the focus of this video. The focus of this video is to try to emphasize that model railroading is not technically in a bad place. It's not dying per se. It's just evolving, and I think it's evolving to the cyberspace realm when it comes to the hobby. And I really want to emphasize that because you always ask, what's the state of the hobby? What's the health of the hobby? Is it dying? And I've got a whole nother video dedicated to that topic. But in my opinion, if you just look at YouTube, I think model railroading is doing just fine. And why do I say that? Well, you know what? Let's take another field trip over to my website. So this is rayronvr.com. And if you go over here to the little button here that says YouTube, this is the video that basically took me about 12 hours plus to put together. And it's going to be one of my more shorter videos, but in order to really emphasize that the hobby is not dying, it is actually really, really healthy because of the internet, because of cyberspace, because of YouTube. And again, YouTube is just one platform. There's many up and coming social media platforms that are taking the hobby to a whole new level. We've got Facebook, we got Instagram, we've got TikTok, we've got Rumble. There are so many other social media websites that help bring the hobby to life. So again, I want to give you this perspective that this is just YouTube. And this is my biggest evidence to show you guys that the hobby is not dying. If anything, it is growing. It's just adapting differently. It's growing differently. And so, this is my thank you to all of those out there who try to do content on YouTube, who bring a different perspective to the hobby. Because, again, I am only one person. I can only give you one perspective. And so, I took at least 12 hours to try to gather all of the other YouTubers that are out there and put them into one massive list. Again, if I missed you, or if I missed your channel, if I missed your content, it's not necessarily mean that I'm ignoring you. It just means that I haven't discovered you yet. And so I do have a contact information. You can contact me at rayronvr@protonmail.com and send me your information. I'll get you on this list. So again, if I missed you, it doesn't mean that I'm not like ignoring you or something. It's just I need to know that you exist because YouTube is a massive place. It's like 8 billion users on the channel. So it's just something to keep in mind. So what I've done here is on this particular page, I have alphabetized as best as I could all of the content creators. And you can see there's A, B, C, D, E, so on and so forth. So again, you can click on these particular links here to go to that particular website as well. So these are clickable links. Also, something to keep in mind, if you're on this list and if you change your username, your link will break. So again, if it's not working, or if any of you discover a website link that's not working, email me. I'll get it updated and then we'll be good to go. So I'm going to run through this list. But again, you can see I'll do a quick run through. And this, in my opinion, is how we gauge the state of the model railroading hobby today. In the past, I used to watch, or not necessarily watch, but I used to crack open a magazine and see how many hobby stores there are. And unfortunately, that part of the hobby is definitely dying, and we will definitely talk about that in a future video. I don't want to kind of spoil it, but again, looking at it from this list, I think the hobby is doing just fine. So, again, I'm just going to go through and just scroll through all of this information. So again, you guys can gauge just how much content is out there. So again, this is just my list. I basically went through all of my subscriber lists and copy and paste right into this list here. So I'm just going to scroll through and give some honorable mentions and some content that I watch a lot. So again, there's a ton here. ANC, R&R, Eric. We got Atlas in here. We got Artie from Aussie American Model Railroading. We got Anthony Dodge, our European 3-rail expert. Let's see what else. Obviously Bachman. Let's see Broadway Limited. Bob Shrimp. Bob Shrimp creates the leg pockets for the modular railways and modulars themselves. So highly recommend them. Boomer Diorama is a good one. Caboose 121. Caboose Up Hobbies is the one that's been mentioned before in this series. Let's see. We got the Colorado Model Railroad Museum over there. We got Da Bob's. We got Dackman, DCC Train, DIY, Digital Railroad, DJ Model Trains, Dunedin Junction Model RR James. We've got, let's see here, Elite 194, Factory Direct Hobbies, Foltz Bailey Model Railroad, GHAMS, Grandpa Rails, Go Via Go Home, GWR Studios, H&H. Let's see. Happy Valley Hobbies, Humanity City Junction, Hybrid Hobby, Heisey, Iron Planet Hobbies, GLWII 2000, Jim Zim's a good one, Jack Jack. We got a whole bunch here. Again, I'm just kind of, there's a whole bunch. I highly encourage you guys to check out this page and just click on each and every one of them. You'll never know what type of diamonds in the rough you'll find. Laserjet is another European YouTuber that I forgot to mention on the International Trains video. Lynn McCurdy in the High Desert Modular Model Railroad Club, which I have seen in person, which is awesome. We got M&M Rails, Magpie. Let's see. What else do we have here? Mom and Son Train Rail Fans, Mr. Beethoven, Mystic Railroad, Mini Prince, a Miniature Wonderland. Let's see. Man, there's just so many. It's great. Great to see. Nisi, the NMRA, NRail. There's one N-Scale. Yeah, N-Scale Union Pacific Evanston Subdivision's really good. New Tracks Modeling for all of buildings and scratch builds. Furnace Railroad. What else we got? We got Otter Creek, OVR, Trains, Operation SIG, P. Waco, rest in peace, PDRRE Engineer, Papa John Trains. Let's see, we got Randall Elson, Railfan 220, RPB Trains, Rhythm Railroad, Ron's Trains and Things, Roy Eltham, the Renegade Model Railroader, Sam Train. Sam Train is another one I forgot to mention in my international video. He also does a lot of European content for model railroading. The San Diego Model Railroad Museum, awesome museum. Sloroma, San Luis Obispo Railroad Museum. I've been there several times. You can actually see a video on that on my channel. SMT Mainline, awesome YouTuber when it comes to repairing, refurbishing DC engines. Solo Contracting, my go-to for DCC installations. Solo Traveler, I've been binge watching lately because he's a travel YouTuber, but he does a lot of European bullet trains and commuter rail in Japan, also with Solo Travel Japan. Soundtracks, Sparky 107, Split Rock, our resident MMR YouTuber, Stan Ferris, the Strasburg Model Railroad Club. Let's see what else we got here. The Train Freak, the Tehachapi live train cams, Dunda Mesa, Tom Grassi. Trains Are Fun, which is basically he was my very first when I started getting back into the hobby. Trains Are Fun and SMT Mainline were the two channels that I watched religiously before I started to see what else was out there. And then I found Humanity Junction, and then everything was kind of the rest is history. Trainzilla is pretty good. Trainman 1, we got Train Tracks, we got TSG Multimedia, Train World. Let's see, a lot of the T's. Oh, the Plumber, BNSF Engineer, 1104, the Steam channel. That's my go-to for live Steam. Awesome channels. I'm big into Union Pacific and Utah Railway, so I've got a lot there. Virtual Rail Fan, another one. Walthers, World of Trains is a good one. Yankee Dabbler, Yard Sounds, 844 Steam Train. So yeah, definitely a lot of YouTubers. Again, this is just a small list. So again, you want to know the state of the hobby. How many individual people are creating YouTube channels is definitely a good gauge and scale. So with that, guys, who do you follow? Do you do content? What content do you do? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.